Hey guys, let's go to Toledo. I mean, it's just right through this door. Wait, okay, fine, it's locked. Let's go the long way. Toledo is just about an hour train ride from Madrid. And it's pretty fast, high speed, easy to get to. Highly recommend making at least half a day to go see this super cool city full of history. Now, after you get off the train, it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk to get up to Toledo. There's two ways to get up to Toledo. There's a lift and there's some stairs and some steps. I've actually never found the lift until I've gotten on to Toledo, so we're going the step way, which I prefer since it's way more scenic and beautiful, and you'll see why here in a second. I mean, just look at this view from above. Okay, now so Toledo is super old. We'll get into that in a bit. Basically, the Celtics were here, and then around 200 BCE, the Romans came in and kicked them all out and probably unlived a bunch of them along the way. Whenever the Romans were here, they obviously put a fort, which, as you can see in front of us, still stands. They also created a circus, and this circus could hold up to 15,000 spectators. So it's pretty cool to see all of this Roman stuff here just sitting in front of us. I mean, just look at the gate to the city. This gate has been preserved exceptionally well and obviously redone because it's over 2,000 years old. We can see the old inscriptions still sitting on it, the tiles and the architecture, and I want to highlight you to the architecture already that we've seen. Now, if you've noticed, we've already seen like 2 or 3 different styles of architecture, likely a bunch more. Toledo is known to be the city of 3 cultures: the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews. And all of those 3 cultures span thousands of years of different architectural styles, which we'll see throughout the video. Right now, we're standing on top of the city, on top of the fortress. So Toledo was a massive strategic position for anyone who wanted to control Iberia. You can see for hundreds of kilometers throughout on top of this Alcazar. So as we're climbing into the city, it is a massive climb, by the way. So whenever you go to Toledo, make sure you bring great walking shoes. The stones are a little bit slippery, so if you are not able to walk smoothly, make sure that you prepare adequately. Here though, we see a Moorish type architecture structure with the small stones, the mosaics laid in them with circular patterns and horizontal patterns. The roads are intricately made. We have doorways and arches in the Gothic style. I'm nerding out. Okay, fine. Let's get more into the history. So, after the Romans were defeated, the Berbers came in and put up their establishment on here, and then some other people came in, and it was just like a massive battleground for who could be king of the hill. That's about TLDR history of any major city. Downtown Toledo, though, is super cute. So on the main walking street, there's different restaurants, there's different shops, there's a bunch of ATMs, bankomats, anything that you would need here. One question that I get asked a lot from Westerners is, why are there garage doors over the shops? And the reason for this is really economical. I mean, the garage door keeps out the heat, it keeps in the heat in the winter times, and they're beautiful. I mean, look how you can decorate the outside of a garage door. I think it's a pretty awesome thing that the Western world should adopt. In front of us, it's one of the biggest cathedrals in Toledo. Now, I'm not allowed to record inside the cathedral out of pure respect for the religion, but just look at the intricate architecture here. Hand-carved objects and mosaics and metal and stone, and it's awesome. let's go walking through the streets and get to our next very cool destination. So we approached this one cathedral that was going to charge us 7 euros each to go in to see a mural. Why not? So in this cathedral sits one of the biggest El Greco paintings. And I can't even tell you how awesome this painting is to see in real life. There's so much detail, and like many things, El Greco painted himself in. It was enough for us to want to go next door to actually see the El Greco house. Now, El Greco, as you probably know, famous painter, famous dude. The other thing is that he was super good friends with Picasso. So whenever Picasso was in Malaga, he just came up to see El Greco in Toledo, and they hung out and chilled out at this place for a bit. I found the El Greco mansion awesome to see like where he was inspired, where he did a lot of his paintings. This is the garden that Picasso and El Greco hung out in a bunch, and just understand a little bit more about the person, rest in peace, behind the artwork. I mean, look at this Moorish architecture. How could you not be inspired by an artist to not paint here? Now, one of the best things in Toledo is just to wander the streets. The town, well, I guess the old town, is super small, very cute. Now, there are cars on the street, so you just kind of squish yourself in a doorway if a car is coming towards you. But it's cute. You must just go wander the streets without a map. And speedy jump cut! Now, this entire jump cut that we're going through took us a little bit of a long time. We were trying to find the Alcazar, the actual castle, the fortress on top of Toledo. And of course, instead of going right, we went left, took the long way around. When we finally got inside, it was so cool. We were able to see over 2,000 years of history of Toledo inside the museum. Highly recommend. There's a bunch of paintings in the museum that depict what Toledo was. Here we can see the actual entryway that we just walked up from the train station on this beautiful, beautiful mural. I mean, the fighting and the conflict, and you can see the different cultures colliding with each other. It's surreal to be in a place that has over 2,000 years of history in it. As Toledo is super old, it was built on top of each other. So they've actually built the Alcazar Museum around old Roman ruins. So right now we're walking around the actual old Alcazar that used to be here. We can see the typical Roman architecture. Down below us, we can see where they used to make bread, where some wells were, where the aqueduct water ran through the city. It's so cool! And then outside the Alcazar, we see some, I guess, typical architecture-y type stuff that I thought was pretty cool, so I took a video of it. And then what this is here, it leads to a more inner courtyard area, which may be one of the coolest inner courtyard areas ever to explore. So jump cut to inner courtyard, editor, go! I mean, look at this. So Toledo served both as a royal palace and as a military academy. So the steps and the walls and everything that we're seeing here and walking on have so much history and passion and nationalism behind them. I love this place here. I could just stare at the people below me, wave to them, and they didn't see me. I was waving to this woman below and she just was not seeing me, so oh well, maybe next time. Anyway, thanks for coming with me to explore Toledo today. Like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye!